Welcome to RAD, a place where we spread awareness about dementia.
Are there like specific types that can kill you? Like, because there's a lot of types of dementias.
Yeah, so the most common is Alzheimer's, and that is about, depending on the research that you read, between 50 and 70% of the dementias, but it's not the only one. And that is a slow decline over 10 to 15 years. It's very predictable. You could almost draw a line like that, and people just go down slowly. But there are lots of other types of dementia. So the second most common is vascular dementia. And vascular dementia is as simple as understanding A plus B equals C, and that people who have cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular problems in later life will develop vascular dementia as a secondary complication. Right. So if you have heart problems, blood pressure problems, cholesterol, any valve problems, arrhythmias, anything to do with your heart, your whole blood system is not healthy, and it catches up with you. So older adults will experience strokes and mini strokes and a lack of oxygen to the brain, which affects the brain, and that's vascular dementia. And then we have Lewy body dementia is the third most common, and that is similar to Parkinson's disease, but not quite. It's more along the lines of dementia first and physical disease second. And then we have a whole heap of less common disorders. So frontal temporal dementia is where it affects the front of the brain and not the back of the brain. So people lose all of their executive functioning, and that's much more common in younger people, so 45, 55, 65. I know you probably think that's really old, but that's relatively young in my terms. Those are people who are working and driving and running businesses and paying off mortgages and raising their teenagers and their young people at university and things. So they're quite young, and that's a 5 to 8 year, very quick, sudden decline. And then there's a lot of publicity about dementia secondary to head injuries, so right. The rugby players and the boxers and all of those. We know that poorly controlled or uncontrolled diabetes causes dementia in the end, and so does renal disease, end-stage renal disease. Exposure to chemicals, there's a diagnostic category in the dementias, which is alcohol-induced dementia, so people who drink too much over a really long period of a lifetime will develop dementia secondary to that. And then there's the kind of really unusual things like people can get dementia secondary to AIDS or mad cow disease or some of the more obscure things. So,
right.
Yeah.
I didn't realise there were that many of them.
Yeah, there's probably about 70 I haven't talked about.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can message us on Instagram at @RadThoughtThinkHealthcare, or you can also email us using the contact information at the bottom of the website.